Welcome to the MSP Corner podcast. Before we kick off our show, we would like to share what our main objective is at the MSP Corner. Our main goal is to help CEOs build profitable and self-sustainable IT service firms. We are not just providing tools for IT firms, we will be sitting in meetings with you to ensure your IT firm stays on track. The first area we are focused on, strategic sales. IT firms are stuck selling technology or IT support. We will provide you with the blueprint so you position your firm as an added value to your prospects. We will have framework on how to sell value so you influence the prospect into selecting your firm. The second area we see many IT firms struggle in is marketing. 90+% of businesses rely on antiquated marketing methods. The most popular choice, word of mouth. We have proven methods on how to attract the ideal prospect. Our framework will include how to become the online authority and be the business influencer for an industry. The third component to our package, scaling. IT firms walk away from opportunities because they lack the bandwidth or skill set to scale. We have lined up reputable businesses so our members can hire on-demand resources that will allow them to scale their business. The fourth area we will offer help in, selecting the right tools. In order to deliver value, you need the right tech stack. Our platform will offer information on products that are the ideal choice for MSPs. The fifth area we will offer help in is with documentation. Templates are a critical component when building an MSP. We will have contracts, proposals, SOWs, collateral, and much more in the template section. You will have every document you need to start up your managed IT service business. Thank you for tuning in. Let's go to our next podcast.
I am your host, Fernando Leon, and I'm joined by my co-host, Gregory Moravietz. And today we're going to discuss a interesting topic. I haven't talked about this in a very long time. It brings back memories to my early days of generating business. But today's title or topic is knocking on business doors. And well, we came up with a framework for you guys that you need to follow in order to be successful on your journey knocking on doors. But before we start the show, let's quickly go over the agenda. And obviously, every agenda or every show has an introduction. Then we're going to talk about research. What are we going to research? Well, we have 3 bullet points here. The initial approach has also 3 more bullet points, and then collecting data, right? We're going to provide you guys with important information you need to collect once you engage with a potential client. Even if it's just a prospect, even if you get a no, you still attempt to collect the data we're going to discuss today. Then we'll have a quick conclusion and then about the MSP Corner, what the MSP Corner is all about. All right, so let's start with the introduction. So, knocking on doors, and Greg, feel free to pitch in here because I know that you love to give feedback on these approaches. So always give your 2 cents. So, but knocking on doors and directly engaging with local businesses can be it can be effective, and it's a great way to start, to generate new leads. And it's obviously low, it's hardly any cost because you're the one doing it. You're the CEO of your firm, and unless you hire somebody to go out and do this, but I recommend that you do it, right? Because this is a great way to land clients. At least you're going out there and building rapport. But this allows you to establish a personal connection and to build trust. And obviously, if you get into some conversations, it will allow you to demonstrate the value of your services face to face. And we've developed a structured plan to maximize the effectiveness of this approach, and this will increase your chances of landing a new client. But before we dive into this framework, be ready for one thing that is certain as death, or as the sun coming up tomorrow morning and as the sun setting the next day. You will get rejection. Embrace it. Embrace rejection. Make her your best friend, your BFF, because you're going to collect a lot of no's. You're going to collect a lot more no's, and you are going to collect a lot of yes. Well, a lot more. Or you're going to collect a lot more no's than yeses. So be ready for that big R, that big N, the big no, and the big rejection. All right, research. If this is even possible, right? I mean, I always want to say you want to research. If you're going to go to a park, a business park that has medical offices, there's because we have them out here in our area. There's a lot of doctors in medical buildings. There's just an area in my old town, San Jose. There's like this huge area that has probably 50 buildings. They look like apartment complexes, but these apartment complexes are all businesses. And in there, you're going to have anywhere between 8 to probably 15 employees. And those doctors are they're specialists, right? You have your family doctors, you have your pediatricians, you have your ear, nose, and throat doctors. So lots. If you can find a business park that has a specific industry, do it. But before you go knocking on those doors, invest time in researching, what your approach is going to be. Because if you're going to approach a medical office, you're going to need some very critical information, and some critical information you're going to have to pitch. Because uh, you need to know who your ideal client is, right? And you need to understand their specific pain points. So research the industry. If you're going to want to support medical offices or legal offices, what is important to them? What are their specific pain points? What are their biggest challenges? And it's always ideal for you to approach an industry that you're an expert in. So if you're building an MSP side hustle and you're the tech support guy in a manufacturing company, well, it's going to be best that you only approach manufacturing organizations because you know them so well. But this is completely up to you. It's your prerogative on what your approach is going to be. But that is my advice to your to IT firms that are, or CEOs who are looking to build an IT firm. All right, ID target businesses. So focus on businesses that are a good fit for your expertise, the type of services you want to deliver. And so, they obviously align with your industry niche or your expertise, right? Because that's the benefit you want to deliver from your managed IT service business. Look for businesses with 10 to 50 employees, as they often have IT needs, but these specific size organizations usually lack an in-house team, and they are more than likely outsourcing, or one of the employees who's not an IT expert is the person who is solving a lot of their technical issues. And typically, it's the CEO, the CFO, or some C-level executive that has been assigned to solving IT issues. Next up is understanding pain points. If possible, research, what common challenges are in that industry. For example, retail businesses may need stronger cybersecurity. They need to be PCI compliant, while healthcare organizations might be struggling with, well, HIPAA compliance and data management. So get a full understanding of their challenges. Greg, any input there?
Yeah, I mean, the whole idea of going door to door is so preposterous in this day and age.
Yep.
I mean, my mind struggles to accept your statements, your words, any of it. It's so hard. But that all being said, in our area, I would never do it. But
Yep.
in an area where you're low on resources, you're slim on resources, like say you're in Alaska,
Yep.
man, I bet door to door would work like a charm up there, right? Where maybe there's only one IT company and you're offering another option. Oh man, that might just be what the doctor ordered, right?
Yep. Yep.
But in a Silicon Valley environment where there are millions of technical support people and engineers everywhere,
Yep.
literally
Yep.
millions of them,
Yep.
then
No,
I cannot see it
yeah.
working.
I one of our clients who is starting an MSP side hustle, he didn't even bring it up to me. He just said, I go, hey, what do you I go, don't wait for business to come to you. I go, I know he has a great resource that's referring him into opportunities, but I go, don't wait for those. I go, start building your business. I go, what do you think you're gonna do? What do you propose? So he decided, I'm gonna go knock on doors. I'm like, that's a
Oh,
great idea.
oh,
I mean,
really?
he's in where is he? He's in Dallas, Texas.
Man, that's not a
And
I would never suggest that.
well, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. That's their business. They
Well,
want to
you
build
just
it
said
that
go
way.
knock on doors. I would I mean, you gotta think about just the economies of
To
scale of
me,
it.
to me, knocking on doors means make some calls, right? Go do some hunting, set up an email campaign. I guess he took it literally and is going to knock on doors. So,
Well, I would say
but
knocking on doors might be for me in the worst case scenario nowadays. I would say going to a meetup, going to
yeah,
a and going to a place where there's a bunch of other we you for any other term we would call it a sausage party where everyone there is like men all looking for dates, right? And you just go there and
yep,
there's no women there and you're like, "Oh wow, this is a bust."
yep,
Because that's
yep,
what those meetups are. It's just everyone there is looking for customers, right?
uh huh,
And
yep,
they think that you letting them work for one of your customers is them doing you a favor.
yep,
They
yep.
don't believe in reciprocity or tit for tat or whatever. But yeah, it's so difficult knocking on doors. Literally, like I said, there's a place. I think there's a place for it.
Sure. Sure,
We
I think so too. I mean, you and I don't live in every city in the United States. There's cities out there where this could be effective. And okay, and before you make your judgy statement, because you're being so judgy here. I put the post out in 5 different MSP groups, and I said, "Hey, anybody out there need a script if for knocking on doors?" I had 10 CEOs reach out to me saying, "Yeah, send me that script. I'm knocking on doors. I'm trying to build a business. I would really appreciate a script." And I
well,
sent them a script.
I'll
And
tell you what we did once. I forget. I did it myself, and it was a large building. It had no soliciting signs in there, and in every single door, right? And so what
yeah,
I did was I forget if you were around when I did this. I just put a table out in the ground floor. I put a table out on the ground floor.
which
One
is a
of the
great idea.
customers,
Yeah,
one of the
it's a great
customers
idea.
in the building was a customer of mine or ours. And so if anyone came up and asked me, I'm like, I'm a guest of so and so on floor 43. And so they were more okay with it than just me walking in there and cold. And I would just do tech support for anyone who walked through the door. I was like, tech support, anybody want tech support? And I would say, and then people came up and said, yeah, I need some tech support. And I don't know if it worked out. I don't remember, but I know people came up to me and said, my phone doesn't work. How do I do this with my computer? And I told them they were grateful and they went about their day. But it could work.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the condition I would have if you do give free support. So I'm gonna keep talking here. But before you go out, you get everybody who is knocking on doors. You need to create a one-page information sheet highlighting the services, right? Be specific to each industry. So if you're going to a building that are all legal organizations, then bring documentation that is specifically designed for the legal industry. This shows prospects that you've taken the time to understand their needs and have customized solutions to address them. So have collateral ready. One page is plenty. Staple your business card to it so it doesn't get lost in the shuffle. And they have your information handy. Now, this is a really low cost way to try and get new clients. And some of you might be forced to do that because can't afford a list. You are you just don't know who to call into. Maybe you don't like making cold calls. You're just more comfortable this way, but have some collateral, professionally made collateral. And if you need it, reach out to me. I will get you some, but you need something that illustrates your offering, the problems you solve, and the value you deliver these organizations. Okay, so collateral.
I would also include in there of something that was of value on the card. Like for instance, if you had some top 5 phishing tips,
Sure,
or
sure.
if you just even had something that said, here's some URLs, here's some websites you can go to get advice or something, along with your website or something, you know what I mean? But
Yep.
if you just include one of your flyers and it has no value on it other than to describe your business, no one's going to keep it. I wouldn't. I'd throw it away immediately.
I would definitely include a top 5 tips for fishing. Definitely,
Yeah.
that is a great tip, and I would also include a URL to sign up for your newsletter. Get them to sign up for a newsletter so you keep them engaged. You
I
keep
wouldn't do that either. I would more so make a QR code to sign up for
Yeah.
your newsletter. I would have the QR code sign them up for your newsletter
Okay.
because no one's going to type in
Sure.
the URLs. They're
Ye-
just going to scan it with their phone and hope it works.
Yeah, no, no, no. You're right. You see, you're much more technology advanced than I am. So yeah, that's a great tip. QR code so they can easily sign up for a newsletter, and keep it keeps you in front of them with your engaging newsletter, your educational newsletter. So be sure to include that as part of your material that you hand out. All right. Next up is the initial approach, and I can't believe I'm going to say some of these things that are going to come up because I kept some highlights of what these guys need to do, but they always say your first impression is so crucial. And when you're knocking on doors, your goal should be to establish rapport, find a decision maker. You're not looking to close the deal. You're there to introduce yourself, build rapport, build trust, gain some credibility, and then hopefully you can schedule a call with the decision maker and then illustrate through a presentation or through at least get some initial challenges so then so you can create a presentation on those challenges and how you're going to deliver the value and solve their problems. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but some of you need to first be, and I'm going to tell you a funny story in a second, Greg. You need to dress professionally
Oh yeah,
and appropriately. You need to look polished. You need to look approachable because your
clean
appearance.
shaven,
Yeah,
smelling good. You have to
yeah.
smell good, look good. Yeah, if you're perceived as slovenly or gross,
Yeah.
No one wants to talk to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Because your appearance, it establishes a credibility immediately, right? If you look like a pro, you will be perceived as a pro. Okay. So from the moment you step inside, you need to look like $1,000,000, right? Brush your teeth, be exceptionally. You need to smell. You need to smell great. Be
I wouldn't look
polite.
like $1,000,000. I'd look more like $100,000 because if
Oh,
you
okay.
go in there and you've got a Rolex on and gold teeth, and you're like, a, and you've got a suit on, it's a little can be a little too much. You want to be maybe business casual, like a polo shirt under a jacket. I wouldn't go in there with a tie and suit on anymore. I mean, those days I think are over.
Yeah.
But
No. Yeah. No, I
but
agree.
I
No.
do disagree with that when you go and meet with a Fortune 500 company. Then
Yep.
their three-piece suit is on. So you got
Yep.
to kind of, I mean, we went and met with Eric's Deli, right? And
Yep.
we went in their offices, and it smelled heavily of marijuana. So you know, it was like, how well dressed are we going to be here?
Yeah. No, I remember that.
Because those
I
guys were
remember that. That
stoned out of
was
their
so funny.
minds.
That was so
Yeah.
funny. All right. I also can't believe I need to say this also. And so before I even say this, I need all of you techie guys that are listening to me, that are listening to this podcast. Some of you guys are dickheads. It's just a fact of life. You have been dealt a hand in life that you have to deal with all the complaints in life. You have to deal with everybody's challenges and everybody's complaints. And sometimes it can make you into a dickhead. It's made me into kind of a dickhead, but I will always be polite and respectful to everybody I encounter, especially if someone is asking me, if I am asking them for a favor, right? So always be polite and respectful. And when you speak with a business owner or IT decision maker, keep your tone respectful and your demeanor always positive. And if the decision maker isn't available, ask for their business card, leave behind your own information. Obviously, you're gonna have to leave your collateral, but make sure that I'm gonna repeat this in a little bit, but make sure to follow up later. But always be respectful. And here's the funny story. So as I posted on um as I posted this message, if anybody needed the script, all these guys, I told everybody, just DM me. Don't tell me to send it to you on a group chat. Just DM me. And a lot of the guys DM'd me. Some of them said, post it here. And I'm like, no, DM me. Follow instructions. And then this one kid DM me, and he had a weird question. Everybody just said, this is what everybody said. I need the script. I go, sure, no worries. I didn't ask any questions. I need the script. And I'm like, cool, here you go. Then this one kid said, I'm looking for the script, but what about your what? No, I don't think he said script. I think he said, I saw your post about your client who is knocking on doors. What does he do? Does he need on-site support services? Does he need techs across the US? And I'm like, why do you ask that? What's going on here? What do you need? And he goes, no, I'm just asking because I'm this and that. He was just explaining himself. And I go, no, I know, no. I go, no, that's not what he does. I go, why? Why are you asking about this? What do you want? He goes, well, I need that pitch. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then as I was about to send it to him, he says, forget it. You're a dick anyways. And I'm like, I just I started laughing. I'm like, okay, if that's what you think, that's fine. Don't be rude to people if you're asking for a favor. That's all I'm saying. I've been prospects have been jerks to me, but I'm asking them for a favor. I'm asking them to be my client. So They can abuse me all they want. But if you're asking me for a favor, please be a little patient, be a little kind, be respectful, and you'll get what you want. You might get what you want. You might get a new client. I don't know if you agree with me, Gregory, but
There's no
that's
need to be rude.
no, never, never,
There's
never
no
to
need
be
to be
rude.
rude
No,
from somebody asking you for something or
yeah,
somebody giving you something. There's just no need for it.
no,
There's no
never.
benefit.
Exactly.
He may benefit in his mind that he felt like he got one over on you,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that didn't happen. I
Even
mean,
though
it's
he was
just
being a jerk, I was still going to give him the script. I was going to give him the script. I'm like, everybody needs help. Everybody can learn something. But even if they're being a jerk, I'm still going to be nice to them because we're in an industry that it's tough, it's rough. Clients can be jerks. We have to be patient with them, and we have to be kind and respectful at all times. So,
sure.
but all right, on to the last step here is collecting data, and this goes for every single organization you approach, no matter they say yes, no, maybe, I don't know. You're going to collect every company name you visit. You're going to document whether they said yes, no, maybe, I don't know. You're going to document if you met with the DM, what you spoke with the DM about. And DM is for decision maker. You need to collect, you need to at least try to get email and phone number. And if you're going to go into a business park and you don't know the industries in there, or you have some idea that it might be legal and medical, have three types of collateral with you: legal, medical, small business. The small business is more of a generic message, but they'll get a good idea as to what you have to offer. And you need to, and this is going to be really important, you need to enter every detail in the CRM. And you're going to create a reminder to follow up with every firm that that your competition's in place, or they have a full-time employee, or where the CEO is the IT support person. You always want to follow up either quarterly or every 6 months. But always include everybody in your newsletter so you stay engaged with them, you keep them educated, you provide them with information maybe their MSP isn't. Maybe they get an email from you about security threats, right? Or about compliance, something that educates them that their current IT service provider isn't doing. So that just makes you look much more credible, much more professional, and even more just a valued resource. So, all right, I'm going to conclude with the following, because knocking on doors to engage with local businesses can be a highly effective strategy for generating leads and securing new clients. But you got to do your research. You need to get a full understanding of their specific pain points, and you need to have prepared and tailored marketing material, and you need to deliver it in a polished and look professional, because this is a first impression, and this is going to increase your chances of making a meaningful connection. And while the goal may not be to close a deal immediately or that day, I mean, it can be done, but your goal is to build rapport, identify decision makers, and hopefully you can build some credibility and trust on a first time visit. But this is going to set the foundation for future business opportunities, and obviously you want to turn those into successful client relationships. Greg, anything you want to add, because you did have some great input?
No, I'm done. I'm good.
All right, so I'm just going to give you guys a quick sound bite on the MSP Corner. We're on a mission here to deliver valuable content to our members. And as founders of a managed security service provider, we know the struggles. We've been doing this for 25 years. We know all the challenges, and we're developing a platform designed to help guide you through these same challenges. And our goal is to offer frameworks that solve marketing and selling challenges. Plus, we're lining up resources to help you with outbound email campaigns, outbound cold calling campaigns, SEO, PPC, web development, content creation, and much, much more. So Gregory has given me a semi green light that we're going to be doing a soft launch soon. So we're almost there. Ever since he took over, he's a much better manager with the web developers than I am, obviously. But it looks like we're going to be going live pretty soon. But I pretty excited about that. All right, guys. Thanks again for listening. Don't forget to sign up to be a member on the MSP Corner. We're at www.mspcorner.com. Please share a link with the CEO who's going to find our information beneficial to their business. And that's all I've got for today. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening. And don't forget to sign up to be a member on www.mspcorner.com. Please share our link with a CEO who will find our information beneficial to their business. Have an awesome day.